I was born to deliver my people, yet here I stand, blind, bound, broken. The mighty have fallen, and I am he. They said my strength was unmatched. What they never saw was the weakness hidden beneath it. Before I ever drew my first breath, an angel came to my mother. She was barren, yet heaven whispered, "You shall bear a son, a Nazirite, set apart for God. No wine, no unclean thing, no razor shall touch his head." My strength was never mine. It was his spirit, rushing upon me like fire in my bones. Once a lion charged me from the vineyards of Timnah. I had no weapon, yet I tore it apart like a goat. They called me invincible. I began to believe them. But strength without obedience is rebellion wearing armor. I saw her, a woman of the Philistines. My parents warned me, not from the uncircumcised, not from the enemy, but I said, "She is right in my eyes, right in my eyes." That's how it always begins. What seems right, feels right, looks right, until the spirit grieves. At my wedding feast, I played with riddles, mocked men who mocked my God. They solved it because my wife betrayed me. Rage burned hotter than reason. I struck down 30 men in Ashkelon and walked away in fury. I was Israel's judge, yet I could not even judge my own heart. Still, God's Spirit used me. Time and time again, He rushed upon me. When the Philistines thought they had me trapped, I tore city gates from their hinges and carried them to the hills. They feared me, but I had long stopped fearing God. Then I met her, Delilah. Her name still burns like a memory I cannot silence. She was beauty and mystery, soft words that made me forget my vow. I laid my head on her knees, and little by little she learned where my heart was chained. She asked, "Tell me your secret." And I lied, once, twice, 3 times. But sin wears down even the strongest walls. Day after day, her voice pierced my soul, until I told her everything, how I was set apart from my mother's womb, that my strength would leave me if my hair was shaven. Then came the night. Sleep, the soft lull of trust, and betrayal sharper than any blade. I awoke and felt the spirit gone. The same hands that once tore lions now couldn't break a single rope. They gouged out my eyes and made me grind grain in Gaza. The one who once shook nations became a jester for mockery. They called for me that day to entertain them in the house of their god, Dagon. 3,000 faces, mocking the name of the Lord. A young boy led me by the hand. "Let me rest against the pillars," I said. And there, I whispered my last prayer. "O Lord God, remember me. Strengthen me once more." My hair had grown, but it wasn't the hair. It was the mercy. I pushed with all my strength, not to prove myself, but to glorify the God I had forgotten. And as the pillars crumbled, I felt the weight of my sin fall with them. They say I killed more in my death than in my life. But that's not what matters. What matters is that even in blindness, I finally saw him again. Strength was never in my hair. It was always in his grace. If this story spoke to you, remember, God can redeem your brokenness too. And if you want to journey deeper into the stories of faith and redemption, subscribe to this channel so more hearts can find hope through the Word. Because even in our weakest moments, His strength is made perfect.